Hey everyone, this is Breathing Blue, a Bakugo X listener fanfiction written by me on Wattpad. Yeah. Today was the day I've been somewhat dreading for about a while now, but at the same time, I was excited. It was the UA entrance exam. The cold water from the shower soaked my bare body, though I didn't shiver. I closed my eyes and went to thinking about how I would do during the exam today. I was positive there would be lots of students there, but I wasn't nervous. I felt pretty confident in myself, but only when it came to using my quirk. Dad says I have a unique ability, and if Mom were still here, she would definitely agree. I turned the water off and stepped out of the shower, wrapping a towel around myself. I dried off and then changed into my clothes I would wear for today, which was a pair of light blue leggings, a black sports bra, and a plain black sweatshirt over top. It was pretty basic, but I didn't mind. After making sure my hair looked decent, I head out the bathroom. My house was pretty big, even though it's just me and Dad living here. After all, Dad does get paid a lot for being a pro hero. After a few minutes of making my way down the stairs, I ended up in the kitchen. Of course, Dad was there baking some coffee like every day to wake him up. Morning, Dad. He poured his coffee into his mug as he responded. Hey, Squirt. He sounded tired, which isn't a surprise to me since that's normally how he is. Seeing him smile would be very rare, but believe it or not, he used to smile a lot when we were younger. That was when Mom was still alive, which was about 11 years ago. I was only 4 at the time of her death, so it was really heartbreaking for me as a child. Me and Dad don't really talk about Mom's death a lot, but we both miss her tremendously. It tears me up just to think about her. We have to leave soon, Dad said, sounding a little annoyed that he has to go to work. We arrive at UA. Since Dad was a teacher at UA, he was also a judge for the exams. He was already inside as I stood outside of the building waiting for them to open the doors for the students. There were lots of people here who looked around my age too. I suddenly felt nervous, and it wasn't because I was scared to compete against them. It was because I'm normally a shy person. I wouldn't really consider myself outgoing or loud. Just an annoyingly quiet girl who doesn't know how to start a conversation. Let's just say I don't have any friends. I put some wireless earbuds in my ears and played some of my favorite music. I closed my eyes as I sat down on the bench. I felt relaxed and stress-free doing that. After about 2 songs played on shuffle, I heard a loud echoing sound through the campus. It sounded like a bell, which I guess meant we could start heading inside. I take my earbuds out and put them in my small bag along with my phone. Not wanting to get up, I slowly removed myself from the bench and made my way to where the written exams would take place. I turned a corner and unexpectedly ran into something. Well, more like someone. The impact caused me to fall straight on my butt. I look up to see a boy who had spiky blonde hair while a sour look plastered on his face. He stood straight and looked down at me. Move it, extra. I focused my attention on the ground as I nodded slowly. I heard the angry boy make a sound before saying something else. Pathetic. He walked around me and left. I was alone again. Me being the sensitive person I am, I held back the emotions because I always tried to act tough, I guess. I didn't want anyone to see my weak side. I got up and continued to walk to the room. The written exam was easy. Next was the physical exam. The teachers had us split up into groups. Apparently we had to fight as many robots as we can. I mean, that seemed pretty easy as well. I destroyed a lot of robots. I used my quirk to help me. I have a hybrid of both my mom and dad's quirk. Coming from my mom's side, she had the water quirk. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Water? Believe it or not, my mom's water quirk is very unique. I can do a lot of things like control water, breathe underwater, and also create water through my hands. So, kind of like waterbending, I guess. Pretty cool, I guess. Coming from my dad's side, I have an Erasure quirk. Dad has a very powerful quirk that can erase someone else's quirk. Though this only works when his eyes are open and aimed at his opponent. So yeah, I have both of their quirks. They're both very powerful quirks, though one is very flashy and the other one not so much. The sad thing was that Mom died before I discovered what my quirks were. Dad's quirk didn't involve water at all, so it was kind of hard for him to teach me how to use it. Instead, I learned how to control my water quirk myself. It's not perfected, no, but it's still strong. So far, I've never met anyone who has two different types of quirk like me. Well, more specifically, who's a hybrid like me. When it comes to my appearance, I get my baby blue eyes from my mom. 'Cause, water. My dad tells me I get my beauty from my mom. Him and my mom were the only people to ever call me beautiful, but at the same time, it is their jobs as parents to do so, I guess, so it didn't really mean much to me. On the other hand, though, I get my sleepiness from my father. No surprise there. Anyways, back to the exam. I use my water quirk to destroy the robots, and my Erasure quirk to temporarily disable others' quirks so I can get more points. It was a little selfish, and I felt bad for doing it, but after all, this is a competition. Once I had plenty of villain points, I spotted out people who I could rescue to get extra rescue points. Time's up! Everyone slowly stopped. A lot of people were breathing hard and trying to catch their breaths. Even though I just got down taking down half of all the robots, I was breathing perfectly fine. I was just hot and overheated. I don't think I mentioned this, but my weakness is the heat or anything hot, like hot weather. If I was overheated, my quirk wouldn't work very well. Instead, it works best when I have a water source like a pool or a fire hydrant. Not only does the heat evaporate most of my water, it can also affect my health, which of course isn't a good thing. Therefore, I love the cold. And just like that, the test was over. I was back at home with my dad. He didn't say much about the test, not like he was allowed to anyways. I was sitting on the couch as I ate a popsicle. I also had an ice pack resting on my head just because it felt nice. Dad was laying on the other side of the couch in his famous yellow sleeping bag. He was resting his eyes. As I finished my popsicle, I stand up, wanting to head upstairs to my bed and sleep. I was about to fully exit the room, but I stopped as I heard my dad's voice. Good job today, Squirt. A small smile makes its way to my face. Thanks, Dad. His eyes were still closed, not like I expected them to be open. Good night, I tell him as I head upstairs to my room. I was so incredibly tired. Ugh, I missed you, bed. I plopped down onto my comfy bed. It only took me 1 minute to fall into a nice slumber. It's been over a week since the entrance exam. About 2 days ago, I received a letter from UA stating that I got in. I placed second out of the hundreds of students that were there. I wasn't surprised. I thought I did pretty good. Plus, even if I didn't pass the exams, I'm pretty sure Dad could persuade the principal or something. Just kidding. Unless I stood outside of Class 1A's enormously tall door. I pushed the door open and find that nobody was here yet. To be fair, we arrived here surprisingly early. Dad said he had to get here early since he had a meeting or whatever. I walked and sat down in a seat that was towards the window and also close to the back of the room. I rested my head onto my arms and felt sleep take over me. Minutes later, though, I was woken by the sound of angry yelling. I sit up and rubbed my eyes. It was that same blonde boy who had an attitude because I accidentally ran into him that one day. I slightly groaned at the loud noise. It was too early for that kind of nonsense. He was yelling at a boy who had glasses on with dark hair. The blonde one had his feet rested on the desk in front of him while he looked relaxed. Both of the boys continued to argue. I sighed and just sat back in my seat, not really caring. The room was full of students, just waiting on the teacher, aka my dad. Lots of people were talking to each other, and I was just sitting alone, thinking about what they would serve for lunch. That was until someone came up to me. "Hello." The person greeted me with a bright smile. He had red eyes that I found pretty fascinating, along with his red spiky hair to match. "Oh, hi," I said shyly. Ugh, curse me and my stupid social anxiety. "I'm Injiro Kirishima. What's your name?" I'm YN Aizawa." "Oh, cool. I saw you during the exam. You have an awesome quirk." I was taken aback from what he said. No one has ever complimented me other than my family. Really? Oh. He nods his head. "Yeah, I was really impressed." Out of nowhere, a girl who was fully pink from head to toe joined the conversation. She had small horns that I thought were pretty cool. "Yo, Kirishima!" She had lots of energy. The boy named Kirishima turned around to meet her. "Oh, hey! That's so cool, we're in the same class again," he said. She agreed. "Oh, YN, this is Mina. We've been friends since grade school. Mina, this is YN." He introduced us both to each other. "Hi! Oh my god, your eyes are so pretty. It reminds me of that one song. You know, Ocean Eyes?" I knew exactly what she was referring to. It was a song that was on my playlist. "Oh, thanks." She seemed really outgoing, and my energy was nothing compared to hers. Before she could respond, the door opened, revealing a tired-faced man in a sleeping bag. You guessed it, my dad. The students all went to their seats, and the room went silent. He unzipped his sleeping bag and stepped out of it and walked slowly to the front of the class. "Hello, I'm Shota Aizawa, your teacher. Welcome to UA's Hero Course." He sighed deeply before continuing. "All of you are here for the same reason, so I expect all of you to take it seriously. If you're just here to make friends, then you can leave." The class passed around a mix of emotions. Some were shocked, some were nervous, but I already saw this coming. My expression didn't change. I still had the same blank look on my face. "Now go get changed. You have a practice exam." And I saw that coming too. We were outside on the field. All of us had changed into our gym uniforms that were provided for us from the school. I looked around at all my classmates, one of them walking up to me and starting a conversation. "Hey, it's YN, right?" Mina asked. I nodded my head politely. "Cool, just making sure. I'm so nervous for this exam. I thought we would go to freshman orientation or something." Yeah, same." I lied. I wasn't really nervous. My eyes drifted and saw two boys, a blondie and a redhead. They both had ruby red eyes, but only one of them seemed intimidating. I'm obviously referring to the blonde one, whose name I still haven't learned yet. Kirishima, on the other hand, seemed to be genuinely nice. I look away from them once I hear my dad start speaking. "Idiots," he muttered under his breath. "Today you'll compete in 8 physical tests to gauge your potential. Whoever comes in last has none and will be expelled immediately." Gasps were heard from the students who seemed worried. I just yawned and nodded my head slightly. If he really wanted to, he would expel someone. He's done it before, but I know he's joking right now. Bakugo, you managed to get the most points in the entrance exam. What was your farthest distance thrown with a softball when you're in junior high? My dad asked the angry blonde one. So his name was Bakugo? 63 meters, I think, the blonde responded. Right. Try it again, but this time with your quirk. Bakugo stood up and threw the softball as far as he could. Dad showed everyone the number. 705.2 meters. Well, that's a much bigger number than 67. I handed to him that he's strong, no doubt about it. YN, you placed second in the entrance exam, Dad said, interrupting my train of thoughts. I just nodded my head. You're up next. Without saying a word, I made my way to the center of the field. I heard the hothead boy himself say something. That extra got second? You're kidding me. I guess my dad heard him as well. He, letting the dad side over him take over, responded. Careful there, kid, he warned. I'm pretty sure no one knows that Mr. Aizawa is my dad. I mean, we do have the same last name and we both love to sleep. What more do you need? I took a softball along with a deep in and out breath before launching the ball. I used my water quirk to help boost it and make it go higher. And trust me, it did. The ball fell to the ground and I turned back to my teacher to see how far it had gone. 704 meters. It was 1 point less than what Bakugo had done. Bakugo looked pissed and surprised at the same time. I headed back to the group of students as I still had a blank face. I didn't say anything. Though the mini competition soon came to an end. I didn't come in first, but second place. Of course, I wasn't surprised that Bakugo was the one to beat me. Me being his runner-up. The green-haired boy with the odd but strong quirk came in last place. I'm guessing he can't control his quirk yet? He looked very scared. Really scared. And I was lying, no one's going home. That was just a rational deception to make sure you gave it your all in your test, Dad explained to the group of students. It was lunchtime and Mina begged me to sit with her, even though I wanted to just sit alone. I instantly regret agreeing to it once I saw who sat at her table. Katsuki Bakugo. I mentally groaned, knowing that for some reason he hates me. There was also Kirishima and 2 other boys I still didn't really know. Hey guys, Mina said. I feel like Mina is friends with everyone. I can't help it but feel a little jealous knowing that she can make friends so easily. Heyo, the 2 boys who I didn't know said at the same time. We both sat down and she introduced me. Guys, if you don't know already, this is YN. She's cool. I'm cool? Why the hell does she have to sit here? Bakugo questioned. I could go sit somewhere else. Knock it off, hothead. Stop being so salty already, Mia defended, also cutting me off. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Bakugo questioned Mina, but before she could respond, Kirishima cut in. Okay, break it up. To be fair, the only person I know is Mina. So how about we all share something about ourselves? Sound good? Sounds good to me, the electric one said. Bakugo groaned and continued to eat his food, but listened. Eventually, it got around to my turn, and Mina was the first to ask me a question. So, what's your quirk exactly? I'm guessing everyone was interested to find that out, because even Bakugo looked curious at her question. Well, I'm a hybrid of my mom and my dad's quirk. My mom's quirk being water and my dad's quirk being Erasure. Whoa, that's so cool! What does the Erasure quirk do, though? I'm surprised she doesn't know yet. Or hasn't at least figured it out. It can erase someone's quirk. I get it from my dad, who was also our teacher. They all passed around the same shocked expression. So your dad is Mr. Aizawa? I nod my head at Hanta's question. God, I feel so stupid now. When you told me your name, you did say that Aizawa was your last name. I should have put 2 and 2 together, Kirishima said. They all look like they solved the world's greatest puzzle or something. Mina felt the need to ask more questions. Your mom must be really pretty. Is she where you get your blue eyes from? I was caught off guard by her question when she mentioned my mom. I just nodded my head slowly. So, is your mom a pro hero as well as your dad? Kaminari asked. I looked down at my hands that were fidgeting together. I don't really like talking about my mom, I say, trying to move past the subject. What, did you die or something? Bakugo questioned. Whoa, Bakugo, chill, man, Kirishima told him. I lift my head up and give him a glare, my eyes turning from blue to red, turning the same color as his. I activated my Erasure quirk unknowingly. I was just pissed off. He looked shocked. Fuck off, I tell him softly, but in an angry tone. I stand up and walk out of the cafeteria, not knowing where I was going. I just wanted to get out of there before I broke down. Why does he have to be such a jerk? I made it to the bathroom and locked myself inside one of the stalls before letting my emotions I've been holding in quickly fall. Thankfully, I'm a silent crier, so if someone were to come in the bathroom, they wouldn't know I'm crying. Crying is one of the things I hate about myself. Being so emotional and sensitive, I hated that. It made me feel weak, and that's what I really didn't like. Hey guys, it's Love K-Poppies. I know this episode is a little sad, it might be. Sorry if it is. But this is going to be a series, and I can't wait to post the next episode. This is written by me on Wattpad, so you should go follow me on there, or subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys want more content like this. Again, this is my first video on this channel, so I understand if it's bad. If you guys would leave comments like suggesting what I can improve on the video, then that would be great and that would help me a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.